Let's see if we are live. I need my entries and first profit. Can you help and spoon feed me? All right, I got you, bro. All right, one like. What are you looking at, bro? What are you trying to trade? Drop in the chat what are you guys trading? What do you guys want to look at? Cause this is another short video from me. Nothing much. Well, I guess some stuff has changed, but we're still chopping around. All right, chart request in the live chat. What am I looking at here? 5 minute. So let's go to the daily. All right, so I think we left off yesterday saying we were at resistance right here. This is yesterday, and pretty much bear showed up. Showed up today. I think there was some bullshit news like that they usually come up with about Ukraine or interest rates, whatever it is, but we rejected it right here. You can see 1, 2, 3 rejections at this 356, and then we dumped. Right here was a good signal to get in for puts, or you could have just got in right at the open. Pretty much. Let's see where this opened up. I think it opened up above that line and it kind of bounced around a little bit. So yeah, there's the pre-market rejected from there, and then we opened above it, and then we just crashed under it right around like maybe 30 minutes into the market, and then that was your clue to get in, right? Maybe average down once it bounced up above it again. Uh, and yeah, we just grinded down the whole day, pretty much slow grind all the way down. Little bear flag there at the end of the day. Sorry guys, I just ate. I'm like burping my food up. Let me see. What else was I gonna tell you guys about this QQQ chart? Uh, oh yeah, the weekly, we're pretty much in a tightening range still. As long as we stay, so we're looking for this weekly higher low compared to 334. So we need to hold that. We could either hold there because the retracement is now getting a little too far, right? So if we measure this bounce, I mean this retracement, we're now retracing to the golden pocket almost 341, 341.84. So that's not good for continuation. That's only good for um, I mean it could continue up from there, but I think it's gonna just grind in this range. And on the daily you can see better. You can now see the tightening range, right? So we went up to here, kind of choppy the way it's doing it. But it's staying within this range. So if tomorrow, I think the futures are green. So if it goes up, that'll confirm that this yellow line down here is legit. As long as it doesn't go under 343. So I played calls on SPY, I think. Probably should have played both QQQ and SPY. Just based on this range, and then it's holding this previous daily low. But we are on a daily downtrend. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see that here. So something like, so that's a lower low and then another lower low, right? I mean lower highs, three lower highs, and then we're probably gonna do another one either tomorrow or pretty soon, right? So we're gonna probably come up and do another lower high compared to what is that, 356. So this is tightening up for a big move. Which direction? I don't know. I don't really know which direction this is gonna go. But we got these trend lines. There's one there that it's been respecting. So I'm guessing maybe it's only gonna get up to like 354, maybe another 10 bucks from where it ended today. Um, but there is a possibility also that we just like do a little weak one and then confirm down maybe next week. Who knows? But that's your range, tightening range there that I've been talking about for a while. SPY, same thing. Let's see, let's go to SPY. So SPY even more clear. There's like one, two, three rejections up there, and then we had our resistance that I talked about that we could see on the 1 hour. I think it was a double top there. So not really a double top, but that was our high, so I marked it and then it never got back up there. Actually, it would have been more like this. So it got over and then it couldn't hold it. So this 446 area just fell off there. Got over it, but couldn't stay above and broke down in the pre-market with whatever news they threw at us. So now the most important level here is so what I've been noticing is whenever we are at resistance or support, that's when pretty much you should get in. It's pretty scary because you got to swing it overnight and you got to trust that it won't fall over or break above that resistance. But I played calls on this one, SPY. Looks like futures are green, so I'm hoping this can at least get up to this 442 level. So that's what I'm watching for. That's my first target, 442 on the 1 hour. And then hopefully back up close to 446 or maybe even beyond that, like up to this 458 major resistance. Um, so yeah, pretty much still in that triangle pattern that I talked about. When was it? Like the on Monday, I think. So we're in overall this between 456 and where we're at now is where this could go. And if it breaks under this what is it, 436.50 or 435.34. So this one held this one, so I'll delete it. But if we break under this 35.34, then that's really bad. That's really bearish. Right now we're just consolidating here and seeing what's gonna happen there. Um, let's see. Another one that I talked about yesterday was Tesla. Let's go to that. Tesla, what I'm seeing on Tesla here, same thing, consolidating in this triangular pattern. Um, do space. Yeah, I could do space after these other two. So we've got this squeeze indicator showing red, and we're tightening up. So I'm thinking there's going to be a huge move on Tesla soon, but I don't know when. So we're just watching for a break of like either 327 or whenever this bottoms out down here, like around 350, 360. If there's a break, there will be a big move. after that. So same thing on this one. Yesterday I said if this can get over, it's gonna have that big move, but probably gonna retrace from there. So you can see double top right around that level. I think this one's pretty much like, yeah, double top at 327, and bear showed up right at resistance. And now we're at gap fill, and it's bouncing from there, but who knows if it'll bounce tomorrow. Um, Not too sure on that one. So keep an eye on this level, 875. It might do like a weak bounce. See, we're on a 1 hour downtrend now. 1 hour downtrend, and we haven't consolidated at all. So it needs to like give a little bounce at least, and then might continue down or maybe not. Who knows? But keep an eye on that level. It might bounce from there, especially since futures are green. So if this opens up green tomorrow, I'd be interested in a short, maybe up at this 900 level. 900 level, or I don't know. We'll see. Got to see where this opens up. If it does like it'll probably gap up to be honest, and then not too sure. I'd wait for a short around 900 maybe, or if it's weak, um, and it can't hold this 875, then it might have some further downside. But not too sure on this one. I just know that I want to play that big breakout when it happens, either at like 940 or 950, anything under 950 for puts, and then 927 and up for calls. That's all I know on this one. But tomorrow, this is the most important level, 875. So write that one down. Let's go over NVIDIA. This was an easy one that I played today. And yeah, so earnings reaction, I actually bought like what is it called, calendar or something like that. I had never played that before. But I was like, if it might go up, and if it goes down, it won't go down that much because I thought earnings was gonna be good, and it ended up paying somehow. Like even though the stock opened down 5%, it was like I sold the call for next week and bought a call for this week at like ports. I think it opened down under them or right at them. I just know there's signal in the morning to get in. So you see that support in the morning, we just broke it. So right away, that's telling you to get in there. And then I guess there was another support from the aftermarket that it wasn't really relevant. It's a weird candle uh, that it kind of bounced off of and then rejected. So you could have played either one of those two. Like if you're more conservative, you could have played this 351 level, but I just got in right away because I got out of my position, the one that I swung, and then got into some puts on that one. So pretty easy, and let's see what we can see for for tomorrow. So this was on a nice daily uptrend. Distance up here, double topped right around that 269, 271, double topped, and pretty much this looks kind of like SPY. So I can see this going up from here, maybe back up to 270, and there's going to be all kind of sellers waiting for this one up at 269, 270 area. So that might be a good thing to play tomorrow, and also a break of today. So let's mark that. I'm gonna mark that because I mean the earnings was bullish, but I don't really know what happened here. I don't know what they said during the meeting. Uh, I didn't tune into it, so tomorrow, 241. We'll see what happens around there. If that breaks, that's super bearish. The whole sector, semiconductor sector, is really weak. So this one might be behind, just because of earnings. So it could fall through there. It's trying to get a bounce going, and it's looking really weak. Trying to get a bounce at the end of the day, but yeah, nothing going there yet. So yeah, just keep an eye on that 241. And then for calls, I don't really like calls on this one, to be honest. So keep an eye for 241. And on the long side, I guess you can, yeah, I don't like calls for this one, to be honest. Um, but it could get up here back to this 256 or uh, 266 level. Yeah, to be honest, I don't like not liking the calls on this one. I would just be waiting for a bounce patiently, maybe up to here, and then I'd short it right there, 256, or even definitely shorting it up here, 266. Uh, Especially since I know SPY and QQQ are going nowhere this week. They're just going to stay in that range. So that's something you can do, or play a break for puts under 241. All right, I like more bearish on this one. Um, just because if it didn't get over on earnings, what makes you think it's going to get over without the earnings? So that's what I'm seeing there for Nvidia. Let's go to Facebook. I played this one in the morning as well. All right, so we had this resistance zone between 217, 218, and in the morning, okay, so actually before that, there's this bigger, or there was this bigger pattern that I was watching, like a downtrending, downward wedge that's usually indicates like the bears are getting tired of selling. So I was watching that again today. Actually, same play as yesterday. I think in the pre-market it held one of those supports. So where are we at right here? So this was our pre-market low, and we opened up holding this. So I think I sent out a like a, wait a minute, hold on, trying to figure out where, yeah, it was this one. So we were at like 213 low of yesterday, or one of the lows from yesterday. So I said this is probably gonna hold. This is like maybe 30 cents. So I got in right away at the open, and just continued up, and I saw it was getting into that resistance zone. So I sold right around 217, held a little bit, held a couple calls, and sold them as soon as I saw it wasn't going anywhere. Um, and then it just continued downward, which I didn't play. And now this pattern is kind of it's chalked, like it's no good anymore. So I won't be playing Facebook for a while. This one's probably headed, well, if tomorrow's green, this one will bounce, but I think this one's headed down to the 200s for sure. I don't see any real strength, and then this was the only hope for strength, this pattern here, and it broke it bearishly. So don't like Facebook anymore for calls yet. I need to see some kind of turnaround, different kind of turnaround on this one. But for this one tomorrow, if it breaks 207, you can play some puts down to 200, $7 move. So that could be pretty good. Let me zoom into the 1 hour. Zoom into the 1 hour, see what I can see there. Yeah, I don't see much. Maybe if there's a bull flag, I mean a bear flag here in the morning, we might open up green, and then turn red. Uh, so watch out for a bear flag here, and that'll be your signal to maybe buy some puts on this. But not too sure on this one. Already beat up, and it just not my kind of play, right? Because it's already beat up, and I don't like calls on it. So yeah, I'll probably stay away from this one. All right, somebody wanted to see space. All right, let me make a note real quick. I need to go over Roku as well. All right, space. Space. Man, this is a huge pump and dump, I think. Oh shit. What happened here? This have earnings or what happened 2 days ago? Probably had earnings, right? Oh, it has earnings coming up on the 22nd. Oh, it's trying to turn around. So this one I can see it's trying to turn around here on the daily. Daily's bouncing pretty nice. Uh, so you got your double bottom there, low, and it's trying to form another low, but there's that gap. So might pull down to that gap level. See what that level is. What do you got? What is it, John Doe? What do you got? Calls or? Oh, hopefully you got puts today. I don't know. This one's pretty crazy. Huge volume coming in. I don't know. Did they have news? They must have had something happening. That's a huge spike in volume. You can see volume is, let's see, volume is 182 million, and the average has been like 28 million. So something happened here. Um, oh, they announced tickets selling to public. Okay, pump and dump then. You sell the news. So you sell the news. If there's a rumor, buy the rumor, sell the news. That looks like what happened there. But either way, this is on a nice uptrend. But as I was saying earlier, this one got beat up from way back, way back. So this could just be a little bull, not a bull flag, a bear flag. Because when's the last time we even bounced at all? Like way back up here. So like if I do the fib from way back here, this is clearly bear flag territory all the way up to 1297. And then these huge upper wicks on the weekly. Let's look at the daily again. Yeah, I would be careful with this one. I don't know. But maybe a good place to buy would be 860, and then you've got another level down here, right? So you got a nice tight stop. So you got 860. All right, let's say if you could buy at 860, you would have your next stop down here at 805. That's what, like 55 cents risk, and then if it can manage to get back up to towards 11, it's a good risk to reward. So maybe, uh, but that's also risky because it looks like a bear flag. But yeah, 55-cent risk, and maybe play calls on this one for earnings pump. But that's what I could see on space. Bear flag, so you got to be careful. And definitely wouldn't play earnings on this. Probably earnings are going to be bad. They're expecting, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 860 might be a good spot to buy, or even if it's bouncing right here at this, you could buy like twice, 875, then 860, and then if it starts breaking down, I would just cut it. All right, plug, plug, the chart plug, another shitty stock. I'm guessing this one got dumped today. All right, so this one, I think plug. Oh, I'm thinking of workhorse. Plug, I don't even know what plug does. Um, but they have earnings coming up. Also looks like a bear flag there. Earnings coming up March 10th, so like a couple weeks. And it's on a daily uptrend as well. But as you can see, this one got dumped in December, and I think it went even higher back in the day. Yeah, former runner. All right, let's see what I can tell you about this one. So like on the weekly time frame, this probably looks like a bear flag, but it could also be a real move because it is doing higher lows, higher highs. But also it looks like the bulls are getting tired. So I talked about that declining wedge. So this one has an incline wedge, right? Which means pretty much this means like it's breaking bullish, but not by much, right? So you see how there was a high here around 23, and then it broke it by like 64 cents, not even like 50 cents, and then it's breaking up here by another couple cents. So it's not breaking by much, and then it's dropping as well. So keep an eye out on this range. Put this on your chart, trend line like this. So uh, 24.15. You're going to see maybe it can break up through that, but it's not going to break by much. If it does manage to break up, then maybe this is a real move, or even maybe you just need to adjust your this top line, to look more like a bear flag in that case, right? Bear flag. But for right now, it looks like a incline wedge, which means the bulls are getting tired. They keep getting tired every time they pop up over the last high. All right. Yeah, so for space, mm, seems like a sell the news event for space. And then this one, 24.15, if it gets above that, just mark that new high. And this one's gonna break nice, pretty nice to either direction. So if it breaks to the downside here, which is what I think is the most likely thing for this one, um, keep an eye out for 2090. So if it breaks down under that, that'll be a nice move. And then your target's the low right there, 1750. So that's a nice little move. That's a 250, $2.50 move, or no, $3 move on a $2 stock. So it's like 10%. If it does end up breaking to the downside. Um, yeah, that's what I can see on that one. Let's see. Yeah, our side looks nice for a downside on this one. But it could also break up, so Not too sure. Let me zoom in. Want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Any other chart requests? I bought calls from the Discord for 25. Probably will let them go. I mean, I wouldn't let them go yet. Well, maybe. Let me zoom in here. It looks like a head and shoulder rejecting there. Probably gonna go down and test this line initially. You know, test this maybe 22, 23 area or something, and then head up later on. Head up later on or break down. But looks a little bearish there on the 1 hour. Um, yeah, this is your, you've got at least a 1 hour high. So high there, 2090, 1 hour high, higher low, sorry, higher low, and then another higher low here. So if it holds 2262, it can still manage to get up there to 25, but I don't think, see how this trend line is just holding nice. I don't think it's gonna get too far, too close to 2025, unless it has some nice volume coming in. But as you can see, the volume's not, it's actually declining. So you're gonna need more volume to break up over 25. All right, anybody got, what about the weekly chart? Let's look at the weekly. Weekly chart. Yeah, I mean, like this looks even worse on the weekly. Just looks like a bear flag there. Tracements, uh, really low. I mean, the bounce is really not much. And even if it were to get to like 28, it's still bearish on the weekly. I guess maybe what someone saw on this is there's a double bottom. I mean, this would have been a good place to buy down here at what is that, 1850 area. That would have been a nice buy for calls. But now, I don't know, that looks weak to me. Looks a little weak on the weekly. At the end of the day, what you're looking at on the weekly is you need to like set a trend change, you know, go something like that. So at the end of the day, you're still looking for downside even if you're bullish. All right, so that's what I see there. FSR, what's FSR? Fisker? FSR, Fisker. Fisker looks exactly the same as the other one. Uh, looks exactly the same, except this one tried to break up. Looks like on the weekly. Lost this trend, uptrend. All right, so you got that right there would have been a nice buy, 961. All right, support all the way back, like from over here. 975 would have been a nice buy for this one. Um, but yeah, this looks like a bear flag on the weekly. And what you're trying to do is pretty much what the bulls are trying to do is set another weekly high above 975 and head up. But this is looking weak on the weekly. Let's zoom in. Yeah, guys, these aren't going anywhere unless the overall market starts breaking out of that choppy zone. So yeah, this looks exactly the same as the last chart that I pulled up. Same thing. We've got this. See that? Something like this. Broke above it. No follow through. So right away you should be looking for puts when you see that break above. Uh, break above. No follow through. It's had earnings recently. Bad earnings, and then it kind of fell over. Oh, so it broke through on the earnings, and then it was a faker, double topped, and then now it's heading down. So what you can do on this one is look for another high if you want to short this one. Um, Another lower high compared to that one up there. So anything under 1383 will be your lower high, and then ride that down for a little bit. Um, but yeah, this is just tightening up, so there's not much range to play with. Yeah, that's what I can see on this one, tightening up, and then it's gonna either break. It's probably gonna break down because it didn't get up over with the earnings, so it's gonna probably break down on this. FSR. So let's see what else. Roku. Let's go to Roku. Roku, bad earnings. Or I guess earnings was good. So bad revenue and beat on the earnings per share, and I guess the guidance was bad because it did jump up initially and then it just fell down. This one has an overall like long-term trend line that it's landing on right there at 112. So right now it's like 112, 113. So you see this trend line there. Got one touch, two touch, and now three touch. So I'd be interested to see what happens right around 112, between 112 and 100 to see if it bounces there. It might, since the earnings was bad, it might leak down under 100, but I think this one will have a good bounce either at 100 or 112. But you got to be really experienced to catch this one because this one's been falling since like 500 or something, right? 480. So you got to be pretty experienced to catch a little bounce like this one right here. You see, 139 all the way up to 178. So like a $40 move or whatever. So I think it could have a good bounce eventually, but I wouldn't touch it unless I'm super sure it's gonna bounce at 112 or 100 at the 100 level. All right, so that's Roku. Congrats if you played puts. Pretty risky there, but probably gonna pay off pretty good. So another one that I got into today, and I absolutely got rocked on this one. Not too much, but I don't know, a little bit of bad luck on this one. So I was watching this one has a daily uptrend, and then I think I got in on some dip. Okay, I got in on this dip here in the middle of the day, and it was going good, and then it just rolled over for some reason. Um, but this was a really aggressive dip. When I see a dip like this, and first thing I do is obviously check if there's news, no news. So I bought this dip aggressively to average down, and I ended up not being too red on this, and I'm still swinging this one. I think they have their app coming out soon, so this might do a little pump just before the app, and then I'll be looking to get rid of it tomorrow. But it's on a nice uptrend on the daily. The hourly got lost there, but kind of bounced around that level. So nice daily bounce there, and I'm looking for this one to get up to 96 soon, hopefully tomorrow. But if it starts coming down towards under the low of yesterday, then I'll get rid of it. So that's one that I'm looking at for tomorrow. And also, I wanted to mention so it seems like, I don't know if anyone has noticed this, but Bitcoin, BTC, Bitcoin has kind of been like either bouncing or dropping. So you see here, Bitcoin started dropping yesterday, and then we saw the market like drop afterwards. And then like there was a scenario where we went up on Bitcoin like overnight or the day before, and then the market started going up. So it seems like Bitcoin is doing the move first, and then and then the market's kind of following Bitcoin. And it's kind of weird. Like I don't know if that's really what's happening, but that's what I've been observing at least um, for Bitcoin. So keep an eye on Bitcoin. I guess over the weekend you don't really have any control, but if Bitcoin is popping up on the weekend, if it's getting up above these highs, then maybe the market will be going up as well. And on the other hand, if it starts going down towards this 35K range or at 37K, then maybe the market will be bearish next week. So just something to keep an eye on. And pretty much that's all I got for today. Hopefully everybody has a good trading day tomorrow, and see you guys on the weekend. All right.